I've always been bad at not getting up until the very last minute possible. Lately, with working from home being common, I've been rolling out of bed 1 minute before my shift starts and turning on the laptop. I feel like I'm losing a lot of actually usable time during the days. Any advice on sorting myself out? Story 1. Oh, I actually know this one. Okay, first things first, move your phone away from your bed. Preferably put it on a drawer where the alarm will still wake you up, but you have to get up to deactivate it. Put a glass of water next to it that you drink. This wakes you up, gets your digestive system going, and hydrates you. Then take a shower, use the toilet, just make sure you leave the room. Do this over and over again to build a routine, even on off days where you don't have school, go to work, or have to get up later than usual. Story 2. I have a weird thing. I have a dumb mantra basically that I've been following ever since I got sick of life happening to me. Discipline, not motivation, runs my life. I know, it's so preachy and annoying, but it's really true and really helpful. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is like lighting a match, but the candle is your discipline. The more discipline you have, the longer you'll perform. I really think if this principle is followed, you will fare better in life. You may not be happier, but you'll definitely feel better about your life, and you'll get stuff done. Sometimes you just have to call yourself on your lazy nonsense. Get up, wash up, eat up, and gear up. Story 3. Have something for breakfast that you actually look forward to. Sure, make it reasonable and healthy, but it should be nice. Food and a good hot drink can really help get you into the shower. Story 4. This is going to sound weird, but it just might work. Set your alarm for an hour and a half or 2 hours before you need to be online, and get out of bed and play a video game before work. It'll get you into the habit of waking up and getting out of bed. Once that becomes a habit, replace playing the game with something more productive, like working out or something else. Story 5. I wake up early every single morning and haven't used an alarm since I don't know when. This time is my time. Whatever time you have in the evening has been affected by the day you just had. This time is my choice. Mine to do with as I choose. Story 6. Unethical life pro tip. Have a kid. That will get you up. I struggle with this too. What helped me is going to bed earlier and not having certain substances such as sugar, caffeine, or cheese after a certain time at night. All of these things help me sleep better, which in turn makes it easier to get up in the morning. Unfortunately, all of this stuff will make you feel like you're old before your time. Setting up your heating so that the room temperature isn't cold in the morning helps too. Nothing will convince me to stay all snuggly and warm in bed better than it being too cold to get up. Story 7. It is essential. I work in an office and it's a life changer, especially since we office workers just don't get nearly enough movement because of our jobs. Story 8. I just got into the habit of getting up out of bed. Took a few weeks, but it works well now. When the alarm goes off, I just swing my legs out, sit up, and get dressed. I leave for work at 7:45 a.m., and I'm waking at 6:45. That hour is my time. I make myself a nice breakfast and watch what I want on TV for 30 minutes while I eat. It's odd, but that bit of time is precious to me now. It's so relaxing. You can have some personal time during that period if you want to, no pressure. Story 9. I use an alarm app called Alarmy. It really works, and I'll tell you why. There is an option to turn the alarm off with a barcode. So basically, the alarm goes off and I can't snooze it or turn it off from bed. It rings with the most obnoxiously loud siren noises you could possibly imagine, impossible to sleep through. The only way to turn it off is to get up and scan a barcode that you set from another room. I set it on my face wash I use when I wake up. Really impossible to sleep through. So I now use my Google Clock alarm for my snooze it. You still have time alarms, and when it's really time to go, I wake up so I don't wake the downstairs neighbors with my nuclear alarm noises. Story 10. Just before you go to sleep, drink a couple of glasses of water. You can do it right after brushing your teeth to feel that freshness. In the morning, you will have a stronger urge to get out of bed. As a contingency, also set up an alarm that requires you to take a photo to turn it off. Make it a photo of your bathroom sink. Either way, you get to the bathroom. Time to start your morning routine. Make a point to brush your teeth and wash your face. It will wake you up. No matter what happens, keep up with your morning routine. Keep it simple so that it makes no sense to drop it for any reason whatsoever. Story 11. No one likes to hear this, but you just do it. Being lazy is a mentality. I mean, we have all been there where we are snuggled up in our blanket cocoon and you could probably spare another 15 to 30 minutes just lying down. You just have to be able to not think about it for 2 seconds, whip your covers off, and throw your legs out of bed. Once you start doing that every morning, it becomes easier and easier to get out of bed. Story 12. Find an interest or hobby that gets you excited to get out of bed. The only thing that works for me. The problem now is that I'm unable to sleep as well out of anticipation for waking up the next day. And when I'm half asleep, I constantly think and dream of solutions on how to improve at my interest. Story 13. It is beneficial to decide if you're a morning person or not. Sounds like you are not. No amount of alarms or trickery will get you up and awake if your body simply doesn't understand why you aren't still sleeping. Just because work says you need to be up and productive doesn't mean you should be and doesn't mean it is right to be. I would recommend giving yourself some slack and instead of devising elaborate machines to knock you out of dreaming, look for jobs that either start later or pay by the job, not the hour, since those usually allow you to make your own schedule. Mornings aren't for everyone, and instead of chastising yourself for cutting it so close every day, lean into your natural tendencies and make it work for you. Forget mornings. Story 14. Well, you could have a kid. Our 3-year-old wakes me up at 5:30 every day by tapping my face, poking my eyeballs, and whispering, "Daddy, Daddy, ABC Mouse. ABC Mouse, Daddy." Story 15. Love to everyone whose motivation was just do it, or move the clock farther away. You all are doing great. Do you mean lazy? I'm tired because generally I don't care for myself regardless of age, or lazy, I really don't care? Because if you intended the latter, my advice is to develop a reason to get up rather than trying to inherit one. A game that needs maintenance, a job of any kind, an animal that needs tending like a fish or a mouse, or maybe even a plant if you're very low maintenance. Not needing a reason to wake up is difficult when it happens a lot. Appoint yourself some kind of meaning, as you will feel more liable to that responsibility. Story 16. There is a scientifically proven way to do this called the 5-second rule. It was created by a lady named Mel Robbins when she was about to go broke a few years ago. She gave a TED Talk on it and everything, but here's a good link to outline what it means. Story 17. This probably won't work for everyone, but I've been paying my roommate $25 per month, which is cheap, to wake me up at 6 a.m. every morning, and we do yoga together. It's been nice, to be honest. Story 18. Clothes, shoes, a big glass of water, green tea pills with at least 100 milligrams of caffeine, and phone on the other side of the room with alarm set to go off 2 hours before work. When it goes off, walk over, turn off the alarm, set the phone down, take the pills, drink the water, and lay back down to sleep. Alarm B is set for 90 minutes before work, preferably with a song to wake you up. Whether it's metal, hip-hop, hardstyle electronic dance music, Celine Dion, or whatever you are into. When it goes off, walk over, get dressed, turn off the alarm, walk outside, and keep walking for 30 minutes. Get home, have a good breakfast, shower, and work. Keep this up for a few weeks, changing up what you are doing in the morning. Walk, run, jog, lift weights, stretch, etc. Just get up and move. I used to hate waking up, and I have been doing a routine like this for years now. Even if I want to sleep in a little and just walk the dogs, I usually walk them and then do whatever it is I am going to do. Story 19. Honestly, as long as you are on time, I see no problem with this. Whatever time you lose in the morning, you gain at night, as I am assuming you are staying up later. I am not a morning person either, and I get up 5 to 10 minutes before my first meeting. It is enough time to comb my hair, sort myself, pee, and fire up the laptop. Then I go get breakfast after my first meeting. If you want to get up in the morning, use your phone as an alarm and plug it in across the room so you have to get out of bed to turn it off. It also helps you go to sleep if you plug it in where you cannot reach it from bed. You will be less tempted to mindlessly surf when you are in bed and you can actually go to sleep. You also need to make sure you are sleeping enough. I do the math and make sure I give myself enough time for a full night's rest. I have to be up at 7:30, so the latest I go to bed is 11:30 to get a full 8 hours. I also try not to oversleep on the weekends. I try not to sleep more than 9 to 10 hours, so if I went to bed at 1 a.m., I try to get up around 10 a.m. Story 20, just do it. Quit being hesitant, and when it's time to get up, get up. This same discipline should be applied to everything in life. Need to clean the house? Just do it. Need to go to the store? Just do it. The less time you waste procrastinating, the more time you have for leisure. Story 21. I find myself stuck in bed like this a lot. I've actually been late to work before. It's basically a battle of willpower. In my experience, I just have to outright force myself up. Very difficult in its own way, but it's my only way. Story 22. The only thing that works well for me is going to bed earlier. I was always going to bed around midnight. After I got married, my wife was encouraging us to go to bed earlier and earlier. I think people underestimate the value of sleep and how much they actually need. 8 hours is about the minimum for most people to be fully rested, but lots of people need 9 to 10 hours. Story 23. Highly recommend watching the podcast about the importance of sleep. Matthew Walker at the Joe Rogan podcast. Also, go to sleep and wake up at the same time each day. It will change your life. Story 24. You cannot ever allow yourself to go back to sleep once that alarm goes off. Follow this rule and you should be okay. If you do not, you will continue to fail. Story 25. Put your alarm away from your bed. The farther, the better. Once you wake up, head over to the sink and splash some cold water on your face. You should be wide awake after that. Story 26. 1. Drink about 32 ounces of water before going to bed. Your body will naturally wake you up to go pee. Actually go to bed at a reasonable time. Practice good sleep hygiene. Story 27. It comes down to discipline and building the habit for me. I have a high standard for myself and what I expect myself to do, only because I, as an individual, am goal-oriented. So it comes down to how badly you want whatever it is. I used to work from 8 to 5. I probably make it to work just in time because I was dragging my way. I realized I could do that job forever, but I was not fulfilled and just droning it. I quit and went to school. So now it's from home. You'd think I'd be even more slack. Because I want it, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning sharp every day and get on it until 3 in the afternoon or even later because I need to get today's tasks done. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes I'm ridiculously stressed since I feel I'm behind on things, and being objective-based needs patience, which I lack. Anyway, this is me sleeping at 12 to 1 in the morning. So, I even sleep maybe 5 hours a day during the week. So, sleep isn't an excuse. Story 28. Here are my 2 cents. Keep a glass of water next to your bed and drink it after you wake up, right before jumping in the shower. As someone else pointed out, this will boost your digestive system and will also benefit your blood pressure. Take a shower that is neither too cold nor too hot to reset and energize yourself for the long day ahead. Story 29. Fixed this years ago. Getting up felt like a hangover. Now I set the alarm 30 minutes early, take a caffeine pill, and go back to bed. 20 minutes later, I am energetic and get up by myself. Story 30. A pep talk I watched once has always stuck with me. Make your bed. Not only do you win the first fight of the day, if that day is terrible, at least tonight you're getting into a nice, neat bed. Story 31. Before going to bed, prepare something to do as soon as you wake up. If you drink coffee, prepare the coffee before going to bed. If you want to exercise, get your workout clothes and gear ready the night before. You'll wake up with purpose. Story 32. I got a dog. Waking up versus having a whining dog and a peed-on crate is an easy choice. Also, to echo some others, no phone by the bed at night. You will probably still hear your alarm if it's out of arm's reach. Story 33. Okay, so this will work 100%. I can guarantee it. Keep your phone about 6 feet or 2 meters away from your bed and use it as an alarm. Keep a bowl with some quality methamphetamine right next to it, ready to go with a lighter. Works every time. Story 34. Go to town on water before you go to bed. Bro. Set your alarm at the desired time in the morning. Wake up. Bladder curses you out. Go pee, brush your teeth, go to your living room. Do not return to bed. I don't know. Worked for me. Story 35. Honestly, man, do something fun. Me waking up at 7 and playing video games for an hour is still better than me not getting out of bed until 9. And it can have a positive start to the day. Story 36. Jesus, I see all these people saying routine, just get up, and so on. The key, in my opinion, is getting 8 hours of sleep every night. It's incredibly hard, but I've been doing this since lockdown started. And the difference is night and day. Plan your day to get 8 hours of sleep, and then wake up an hour before your shift starts. Easy, right? You'll be shocked at how much better you feel and how easy it is to wake up day after day. I have less time to get things done every day, but I do tasks a lot more efficiently. I feel more motivated. I spend less time procrastinating, which I found was actually consuming massive amounts of time each day, and my mood is better. You won't feel it after a day or two of good sleep, but after a week, you'll wonder how you survived without it before. Story 37. Female chiming in here. Date or marry a morning person. Then ask them to come jump on you right after their morning shower. Worst case scenario, you get a face full of their dripping wet hair, which will wake you right up. Best case scenario, they're already clean and naked and will also wake you right up.